and give me a moment. I've got to let you know. I've got to let you know. You're one of my kind.
Ah, the good days of MTV.
The following is a presentation of WGAA Sports.
Cedartown High School basketball.
He dunks it! Lays it up, got it! Three-pointer try. Yes! Cedartown wins!
It's time for Cedartown High School Bulldogs basketball, right here on WGAA 106.1 FM and AM 1340. Broadcasting online at WGAAradio.com and streaming on the TuneIn Radio app and Facebook Live. And now, let's head down to courtside for today's action.
Welcome into Cedartown High School basketball here on the Big AA 1340 and 106.1 FM, Facebook Live, YouTube, and the NFHS Network. Sam Branch is here at the Doghouse along with myself, Andrew Carter. And the Bulldogs, the last time we played, this is Cedartown boys basketball versus the Carrollton Trojans. Played much better on the road against Rome, and Sam looking for that effort because we're going to need that against a one-loss Carrollton Trojans team.
Yes, we are, Andrew. Bulldogs still looking to pick up their first win on this fairly still young season. Right. Carrollton comes into this afternoon 6-1 so far. As you mentioned, last time we were broadcasting, we were on the road at Rome, and the Bulldogs fell to the Rome Wolves by a final score of 64-49. Take that final score away. Let's back it up.
Yeah.
Starting in the fourth quarter, it was 42-40. Dogs trailed by 2. Back that up. At the end of the first half, it was 32-25. Back that up. End of the first period, it was 16-11. So the end result doesn't really, I think, paint a good picture for how well the Bulldogs played in that road game on Saturday, especially when you want to go all the way back to their first regular game of the season. And the Bulldogs were beaten by the Rome Wolves by a final score of 70-31.
Yeah, and I think it's not to mention today we're going to see some of the football players join the team. DeMarcus Gardner and Grant Dempsey are two that we'll be seeing some action as well. Plus,
looks like Zach Tillery,
number 5,
Yep.
will also be available from the bench as well. So Cedartown adds some depth with some of the football players who are going to be joining. So we'll see who the starting lineups will be here momentarily. This will be our final home game of 2022. We turn the page to 2023 next year. Our final games of the season will be of 2022 will be on the road against Heard County next Tuesday. Looks like Quinlan Cawthorn, number 25, will be starting for the Dogs, as well as number 10 for Cedartown, which is Logan Walters.
Yeah.
DJ Watley, number 3. Number 2, Xavier Holiday. And number 11, Hayden Rittenhouse. And we are underway. Sam Branch with a call.
Thank you. Tip-off goes to Carrollton. It'll be number 5, O'Brien Watkins. Gives it over to the left side. Oh, long shot coming our way.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice save in front of us. We appreciate it. Dogs wearing their home white uniforms trimmed in red and black. Carrollton wearing their road black uniforms trimmed in gold and white. Inbounds pass is for the Bulldogs. It goes to Xavier Holiday. He'll work around number 1, Eli Pippins. Now they give it over to Logan Walters on the left side. They come across half court. Give it up to Quinlan Cawthorn. Underneath, baseline, DJ Watley, 360. Tried to take a shot. It was knocked away by number 10, Cameron Merritt. Number 4, Kashawn Pace down. Over to the left side. Now the middle of the key over to the right side to Pippins. Long 3 on the way from Pippins is no good. Rebounded by Cawthorn. Cawthorn will give it up to Holiday. Now down to the left side, Logan Walters shot. Little long, no good. Rebounded on the backside by Carrollton. Watkins will bring it down the floor. He's going to drive the lane, put it up, and he's going to go to the free throw line for a possible three-point play, it looks like. We've got a foul. The referees, I think, are going to talk about it. So it is going to be a foul. It's going to be on Hayden Rittenhouse for the Bulldogs, but they're going to wave the basket off, and the foul, or they're going to say the foul occurred before the player had gone into their shooting motion, so it'll be on the floor.
I think that's the right call on that.
Inbounds pass goes to number 5, Watkins. Watkins over to the left side to Pace. Now back to Watkins. Baseline jumper. That one is no good. Rebounded by DJ Watley. Watley's going to push it up the floor for the Bulldogs. He'll give it up, to Logan Walters. Tried to get it to Walters, but it was knocked away by Watkins. The Bulldogs will get it back right at half court.
Good play there by Carrollton to force the out of bounds and for Cedartown to send it back in. Shot clock at 23.
Holiday will cross, gives it over to Logan Walters. Down on the left side now to Quinlan Cawthron. He's working on their big man. Turn, good move by Cawthron.
Yes, it was. A little pump fake went in there and laid it up. Uncontested, Cedartown takes the early 2-0 lead.
Number 2, Caleb Odom for the Trojans was the man playing defense on Cawthron. He's one of their big guys that we'll be matching up against. And they get it to Odom on the right wing. Now they'll bring it back out. 3-point attempt on the way from number 4. Pace, no good, rebounded by Carrollton. The Trojans will keep it alive. He'll get another shot at it, and this one does go. Keyshawn Pace gives the Carrollton Trojans a 1-point lead, 3-2.
Yeah, we left him wide open. Logan Walters tried to get to him to at least put some pressure on him, but nothing doing. There's a steal.
Here comes number 10 for the Trojans. He'll lay it in off the back glass. That's Cameron Merritt, and all of a sudden, the Trojans lead by 3. Inbound pass is stolen. Carrollton's got it, but Cedartown gets it back off of a shot. Here comes Xavier Holiday. He'll give it to DJ Watley, who was wide open down at the other end of the court, and he lays it in off the back glass, and it's a 1-point game, 5-4.
You know, we already had him back deep anyway, and he stayed there. And when we got the turnover, he's like, hey, I'm down here by myself, and a great pass.
Watkins over to the left side to Pace. Pace back to Watkins. They'll work towards the top of the key. Now he's going to go off of the screen to the left side, have to give it up to Pace. Pace thinks about a 3, pulls it down. Now a 3 on the way from number 5. Watkins is good. And they will call it a 3.
Yep, it bounced around a couple of times. Now we're trying to get past the coverage, and we've got a timeout called on the bench. It'll be a 30-second timeout called by Coach Frazier because Xavier Holiday was trapped there in the corner. We'll take it with them. Cedartown trails 8-4 with 5:10 to play back after this 30-second timeout.
One of the pillars of a strong community is knowing your neighbors. We believe it's important to know your neighbor. To know that the person down the street selling you your car is the person you'll see grilling with you at the block party. It's important to be a part of a community, and Peach State Ford is proud to be a part of historic Cedartown, Rockmart, and Rome, and even prouder to be rated one of the best in the country in customer service. Nobody knows trucks or people like Peach State Ford.
2076 Rockmart Highway, Cedartown, 866-872-6660.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
5:10 left to play here in the opening period this afternoon. Cedartown Bulldogs at home against the Carrollton Trojans. They trail by 4. Inbound pass is stolen by number 1, and then they give it right to number 2, Odom, who jams at home for the Trojans, and they've got a 6-point lead. 10-4.
We are not able to break this press, and they are really, really putting the pressure, but we do this time with Quinlan Cawthron, but then he falls down and it's stolen away.
Yep, loses the handle, gives to Merritt, now to the left side, and Pippins will lay it in nice and easy off the back glass, and now they lead by 8. 12-4 is your score. Holiday goes to the floor with it.
They're going to discuss maybe was he fouled or was it a travel?
I think he just tripped, and they're just going to call it a travel, and they do.
Yeah, mid-court inbounds pass coming from Carrollton.
The Trojans get it into Pippins. Pippins at the top of the key. He'll work to his right. Now the give to Watkins. Watkins back to Pippins on the right wing. Back out to Watkins. 3-point attempt on the way, and that one is no good. Rebound by DJ Watley. You can tell they like to shoot that long ball. We'll have to contend with that pretty much the entirety of the game would be my guess.
Yeah, they got a couple of them already.
Yep, and a steal on the backside by Merritt. Merritt's going to take and lay it in off the glass. No good. Rolls out, and it's off of the Dogs, so it'll stay Trojans basketball.
I think Walters touched it last. We're going to see DeMarcus Gardner and Grant Dempsey for the first time today as DJ Watley comes out. Let's see who else will take the rest. It'll be Hayden Rittenhouse who heads to the bench. So DeMarcus Gardner and Grant Dempsey out there for the Dogs.
Inbounds pass goes to number 5, Watkins, who lays it in for 2. And it's a 10-point lead, 14-4. And Xavier Holiday.
Wow.
Yep.
the ref called it out of bounds off of Carrollton, but he was pushed out of bounds by the defender, and no foul called on that. They're just letting these guys play right now.
Inbounds pass goes to Odom. Over to the right side to Watkins. Watkins, they'll get it underneath. Little shot on the way from Merritt, and that one is good.
How did that go in? There were 3 Bulldogs on top of him, and Carrollton is just laying it on the Dogs right now.
Inbounds pass goes to Holiday. They got to work it out, and it's going to – oh, my goodness. They're going to call that off of –
They're going to say he dribbled it off his foot.
Yeah, his foot.
Xavier Holiday had the possession, and it just bounced off. The Dogs are just – they're playing almost like they're disoriented or something. It's just not been a good start.
Inbounds pass on the way from Carrollton. Goes into Pippins. Pippins over to the left side to Watkins now. They're going to drive the lane with Pippins. Shot on the way, and that one is good. Pippins got that little floater to roll.
Well, this Carrollton team is good, Sam. They're taking advantage of everything that we've been doing.
Well, and they put the full court press, and then they trap. And Merritt with the steal off the inbounds pass gets it away from Walters, and it's good. 20-4 is your score. We've got a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them.
All right, we'll come back after this break. Cedartown trails 20-4 with 3:20 to play in the first quarter.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
3:20 to go here in the first quarter. Cedartown trails 20-4. Cedartown actually scored first, but Carrollton has gone on an 18-2 run since then, and actually 20-2 run since then. They've scored 20 points after that particular point, and the Dogs trail 20-4 here with 3:20 to go here in the first quarter. Dogs just seem kind of sluggish right now.
Well, they are, and they're having a really difficult time breaking this full court press that Carrollton is pressing with. As soon as they get the ball inbounds, they are running, and they're running basically a two-man trap on whoever receives the inbound pass. Cam Palacios is checked into the game, as well as Zach Tillery for the Bulldogs. They get it into Holiday. Holiday gets it to DeMarcus Gardner over to Cam Palacios. Left wing, shot on the way, short, rebounded by the Trojans. Merritt will bring it down the floor. Over to the left side to a wide-open Pippins three on the way, no good. Rebounded for the Bulldogs by number 24. We don't have his name. Gets it down quickly to Holiday. Shot off in front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Merritt and the Trojans. He's going to blow past Xavier. Now he's got to deal with DeMarcus, and there's a foul. They're going to get DeMarcus Gardner, but I'm okay with that foul. That prevents the easy layup.
Force him to go to the line and shoot a couple. 2:52 to play here in the first quarter, and Carrollton will go to the line for a couple of shots.
It's going to be number 10, Cameron Merritt. He already has 6 points on the night. This is his first trip to the free throw line. First trip for anybody so far. First one on the way is up, and it is good. (21-4) is your score. A couple of subs coming in for Carrollton. Number 2, Odom will check back in, as well as number 25, Hudson Blackman.
Quinlan Cothran's going to check back in at the next buzzer, and he actually will do it now. He'll come in for Palacios. We'll get number 24's name here in just a moment.
Shot for Merritt is up, and it is good. 22-4 is your score with 2:52 left to play here in period number 1. Number 24 will handle the inbounds pass for the Dogs. They get it to Gardner, and he's automatically double-teamed. And then number 1 comes in to try to steal it. Gardner picks it back up. Loose ball picked up by the Trojans. And Odom will take it and jam it home for Carrollton.
Kind of an insult to injury here.
Yes, they are. Inbounds pass. Holiday breaks the press that time to Cothran. Cothran takes, and it's stuck.
My. He had it, and it just gets jammed up in there between the, and it's jammed up there good, too. That will probably be they're going to call a foul, I think, on Carrollton on that attempt. If they don't call a foul, though, that's a jump ball.
Yep. So Quinlan Cawthorn will go to the free throw line, and he'll shoot 2. I'm not sure who the foul was on. Possibly number 2, Odom. First shot on the way from Cawthorn is good.
First points for Cedartown in quite some time.
24-5 is your score. Shot on the way from Cawthorn. Second one is good as well, 24-6. Inbounds pass from Carrollton goes to Eli Pippins, who will bring it across the timeline for the Trojans. Over to the right side to Blackman. He's going to pull the trigger quickly. 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound far side by Carrollton. Pace. Back to Hudson Blackman. He'll bounce it outside. Now underneath to the big man, Odom. Odom back to Blackman. Back to the top of the key to Pippins. And knocked away by Holiday. Inbounds pass goes to Pippins. Pippins pulls the trigger on a 3, and that one is good. Eli Pippins hits his first from beyond the arc, and it's 27-6. Inbounds pass goes to to Gardner. Gardner gets it to Cawthorn. They got to get it across half court. They do. Back to Gardner. Loose ball. Cedartown's got it underneath. Zach Tillery shot and no good, but he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. They're going to get number 3, Peyton Waters, on the foul. And Tillery has a chance to score his first points of the season. First shot on the way from Tillery is good.
Logan Walters checks back in for Xavier Holiday. So X will have a bit of a rest.
Second shot on the way from Tillery. And that one is good as well. 27-8 your score. Watkins will bring it down the floor for the Trojans, right at the Bulldog logo. He'll go to the left side to Pace, back to Watkins, over to Blackman. Blackman back to Pace, back to Waters, now to Pace, now to Blackman. Back to Pace. Now they're going to try to drive the lane with Merritt. Shot no good, rebounded by Odom. Big man takes it up and gets it in. We probably got away with a foul there, but that's okay. We'll take it, Caleb Odom.
It doesn't matter what we do with him, and he stepped out of bounds. They're going to say Cedartown basketball as he stole it away. This kid, number 2, is pretty much unstoppable.
Yep.
We've definitely got the size advantage. He's got the size advantage on everybody for the Dogs.
Inbounds pass goes to DeMarcus Gardner, but it's knocked away quickly by Keyshawn Pace.
I imagine number 2 for Carrollton's probably got some offers at the next level.
I would hope so. Logan Walters off the inbounds pass is triple teamed. Now they'll get it underneath again to Odom, and he jams it home one more time.
He might. The way he's playing right now, he might skip college altogether and go to the draft. He is looking pretty good right now, and that's knocked away again by Carrollton. Cedartown basketball.
We got the inbounds pass to DeMarcus Gardner, and then he threw it off of Odom's leg, basically. Inbounds pass on the way. Trying to get it in. 5-second call, and it'll be a turnover.
Literally right as he was trying to throw it in. And Carrollton, this pressure from Carrollton has just been tough for the Dogs here. And 24 is going to come out of the game. They'll send in
number 13
number
for the
13.
Bulldogs. Yep. And that comes with just under a minute to play here in period number 1. Inbounds pass goes to Carrollton. Carrollton over to the left side to number 10, Merritt. Merritt gets it to Blackman. 3-point attempt. Nope, that's off the top of the backboard. Rebounded by Zach Tillery. Tillery's going to drive it, gives to DeMarcus Gardner. Gardner tries to feed it underneath to number 13. What a save, but they throw it in, and it goes right to Carrollton. On the other side already, number 4, Keyshawn Pace with a basket. 33-8. Inbounds pass goes to Cawthorn. Cawthorn's going to turn, gets it down to number 13. We got to make good passes on that end, guys, to DeMarcus Gardner. Gardner on the left side. He's going to try to drive. Kick over to number 13 in the corner. And they're going to throw it away. Yep. Carrollton didn't touch it, so it's a backcourt violation, and it'll be a turnover for the Bulldogs. 15.8 left to play here in period number 1. Inbounds pass goes to O'Brien Watkins. For the Carrollton Trojans, onto the left side to Hudson Blackman, back to Watkins, over to the left side to Pace. Pace is going to drive, dish to Blackman, three-point attempt on the way, good. Hudson Blackman's been wanting to shoot the three, and he finally gets a chance to do so, and he drives it home. That'll wrap things up here for period number 1. Your score, 36-8, the Bulldogs trail. We'll go to period number 2. You're listening to Cedartown High School basketball here on the home of the Bulldogs, the Big AA.
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Are you ready for steel? Equipment, that is. At Croker's Hardware in Cedartown, we've got all the steel equipment. Blowers and shredder vacs, chainsaws, augers and drills, trimmers and brush cutters. We're very proud to be a retailer for the steel product line. As an independent dealer, we can provide many services that the big box chain stores just can't match. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is always ready to help you select the equipment that meets your specific needs. So call Croker's for a steel today. That's 770-748-4842 to learn more about steel in Cedartown.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
36-8, the score. Carrollton leads the Cedartown Bulldogs here at the Doghouse, our final home game of the 2022 year. Well, of course, we'll have home games coming up in 2023 when we start the region schedule, and we're underway with an inbounds pass to Xavier Holiday.
Holiday will bring it across the timeline for the Bulldogs, over to the right side to Cawthorn. Cawthorn underneath to DJ Watley's shot is contested and then blocked and out of bounds, but it will stay with the Bulldogs.
Pretty good play there by Cedartown, but again, the size underneath there by the Trojans really just prevented that from resulting in points.
Looks like Watley might have gotten knocked on the head, but no call made. Inbounds pass goes to Cawthorn over to the left side to Grant Dempsey. Dempsey gives it to Watley. Watley, he traveled.
Yeah, he did. All day long.
Everybody saw that one. Everybody saw that one.
Wipes points off the board, though, but, it was just about as obvious as you can get there with the travel call.
Keyshawn Pace on the left side for the Trojans. He'll give it up to Watkins. Watkins right at the Bulldog logo. Tries to work around DJ Watley. They give it up to Odom. Odom's going to drive, kick out to Blackman. Blackman wants a pick set. They try to get it, but it doesn't work. Cedartown collapses in on it. Shot no good. Odom was there for the putback. His was no good, but Cameron Merritt was back for the third time, and it's good.
That was like automatic. It was like a machine gun shooting the ball up toward the basket, and they finally got it in there.
Inbounds pass goes to Hayden Rittenhouse. He tried to get it to Dempsey. It's thrown away, and another jam on the other side by Caleb Odom.
This Carrollton team Odom is obviously good, but they've got good players everywhere. And there's a foul called on Carrollton on a bump there into Rittenhouse on the inbounds pass.
Yep, they're going to get number 25, I believe, Hudson Blackman on that one. That is only Carrollton's third team foul of the game. Cedartown only with 2 team fouls on the game so far. So either both teams are playing clean basketball or the officials are letting the boys play.
Logan Walters comes into the game, checks in for Rittenhouse.
Inbounds pass goes to Xavier Holiday in the backcourt.
Hey, they reset. Nobody on the other side.
Holiday will bring it across. Over to Walters. Walters gets it to the right corner to Cawthorn. Back out to Walters. Walters, top of the key. Grant Dempsey over to Holiday. Three-point attempt on the way. That one's no good. Rebound by Carrollton. They'll give it up to number 4, Pace. Pace will drive over to the right side to Blackman. Blackman, 3 on the way. DJ Watley was in his face, but he was able to hit anyways. Blackman's second 3.
And that was a fadeaway 3, too. He had a guy right in his face and still made it go. It was just made it look easy. 43-8.
Yep. Logan Walters for the Dogs. He'll try to go to the right side. Tried to get it to Holiday, but it's knocked away by Pace. It will stay Cedartown basketball. DeMarcus Gardner getting ready to check into the game for the Dogs. Inbound pass goes to Watley. Watley's going to drive, try to split a defender, loses it, picks it back up, gets it to Grant Dempsey. Dempsey off the glass, and that one will take a friendly roll. Grant Dempsey with his first basket of this 2022-2023 campaign for the Dogs. 43-10 is your score. Pace gets it to Blackman, top of the key, now back to the left side to Pace. Pace wants a screen. They can't get it set. Odom has to back off, so Pace will just take it to the hoop himself, and he is fouled on the way up. Let's see who they're going to get.
They may get DJ Watley, but we'll check. Nope. I believe Quinlan Cothran got the foul.
So that'll send number 4, Keyshawn Pace, to the free throw line. This will be his first trip of the afternoon. Subs getting ready to come in for the Bulldogs.
He tried for the one-hand jam and got fouled instead.
First one on the way is up, and it is good. Number 23, Montrell Kite will check in, as well as number 4, DeMarcus Gardner. Also had a check-in substitution for the Trojans in number 0, Austin Waters, and number 11, Cade Christian. Second free throw attempt on the way from Pace is up, and it is in. So the score is now 45-10, approaching 5.5 minutes to play here in the opening half. Holiday's going to drive. He'll give it up to Gardner. Has it knocked away for just a moment, but he's there to get it back. Gardner's going to split a couple of defenders. Take it to the lane. Oh, and it's a foul called somewhere. Let's see who they got. It can't be on number 2 because that was a clean block. Not sure who they called it on, but DeMarcus Gardner, nevertheless, will go to the free throw line.
I think it might have been on 25, possibly. We'll go with that.
That would be Blackman's second on the afternoon.
First free throw is no good from DeMarcus Gardner. 45-10 with 5:26 to play here in the first half.
Second one on the way from Gardner is no good as well, rebounded by Odom. Odom gives it up to Blackman, over to the left side, back to Pace. Pace will bring it across. Now they'll go back to the right side to Hudson Blackman. Over here to the far side to number 11, Christian. He's going to drive and dish to Odom, who just jams it home. And this, I mean, he honestly looks like he's playing out on the playground with a couple of middle school guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he's every time he touches the ball offensively, it's points.
He's like at a different tier.
He really
than
is.
Anybody else out here.
Logan Walters off the attempted turnover, gets it out to Quinlan Cothran. 3 on the way. That's going to be no good. Rebounded by Odom. Odom will give it up to Pace. Pace is going to drive. Left side, goes around. Holiday has to dish underneath. Shot on the way, and that one is good from number 0, Austin Waters. That's his first basket of the afternoon.
This Carrollton team is well coached, and they just have great athletes. And they're a 7A school. They've got a lot of to choose from, and they're just a good team.
Yes, they are. Gardner tried to get it to Kite over in the far corner, throws it away, and it will be Carrollton ball. 4:25 left to play here in this second period of action. 49-10 is your score. Pace off the inbounds pass. Will bring it across the timeline. He'll give to Blackman on the right side. Now they'll dish to Odom. Odom's at the top of the key. Let's see what he wants to do with it. He pulls it out, thinks about driving, and he does, and that one is blocked by Cothran, but he gets his own rebound. Now back out to Pace. Pace, he's going to drive the lane, shot on the way, and that one is good. They have not missed many, this Carrollton team. 51-10 is your score. Gardner off the inbounds pass. Oh, he tried to give it to Holiday. Holiday didn't bite on what he was going to do, and so they throw it away, and it'll be Carrollton ball. Holiday was covered, but Gardner was going to try to get him to run past the defender, and it just didn't work. Pace off the inbounds pass for the Trojans. He's going to drive. Shot. That one's no good. He gets his own rebound, puts it back up. It's no good. Cam Palacios saved it and gives it to Xavier Holiday. Now, Holiday is going to drive. Has it knocked away, but gets it back. Now to Palacios. Palacios gives to Gardner. Gardner will back it out for the Bulldogs. Over to Cam Palacios, far right corner. Gives it back to Gardner. Approaching 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Left side, long 3 on the way from Rittenhouse is up, and it is good.
That's vintage Rittenhouse 3. I mean, big arc on it, just a rainbow, but that thing was connected, and it was close, and we got a rare mistake by Carrollton. Number 4 traveled as he kind of fumbled the ball there at midcourt.
Yep, Pace turns it over for the Trojans, so the Bulldogs get a little bit of a break. Inbounds pass goes to Holiday. They back off of the press as of now. Holiday will bring it up to the timeline and cross. Now he'll give to DeMarcus Gardner on the right side. Gardner works off of the screen, takes it to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse, oh, he wanted to shoot, has to pull up, gives to Holiday. Holiday far left side. He thinks about driving. Comes in, shot. That one is no good. Loose ball out of bounds. Let's see who's last touched. And they're going to say it was last off of the Bulldogs, so it'll be Carrollton basketball.
Carrollton, by the way, Carrollton is ranked 14th in the state in Class 7A. It just goes on to show you what kind of basketball is being played in Class 7A.
Honestly, I think they need to reevaluate those rankings if Carrollton's only at 14 off of just what we've seen today. So they're going to reverse the decision, and it will stay with the Dogs. Palacios will check it in for Cedartown, gives to Gardner. Gardner's going to drive. Oh, shot, no good, but they're going to get him for the charge.
It was the right call.
It was.
He forced it up the middle, and Carrollton had the guy set perfectly in the paint.
Yep, Peyton Waters was there, planted his feet, held his position, drew the charge. So Pace off the inbounds pass, gives to Blackman. They try to go for a steal there. Blackman, three on the way from straight away was no good. Rebounded by Holiday. Holiday gives to Gardner. Gardner pushes it up the far side of the court, loses it. Oh, out of bounds. And I was just about to say, Andrew, that it looks like the Bulldogs had kind of settled in a little bit into a rhythm before we turn it over there.
Well, you know, the sophomore DeMarcus Gardner, he's a great basketball player. We know he is. But he has not played or practiced basketball officially because, you know, a week ago yesterday was the end of the football season.
That's right. Inbounds pass to Carrollton. Odom. Oh, he misses the jam.
And that's going to go back to Cedartown.
Yep. So Odom misses the jam. It'll be a turnover. The Bulldogs will have it. Zach Tillery has checked into the game for the Dogs. Number 3, DJ Watley, will come back in to give DeMarcus Gardner a rest. And could you imagine your first game back being up against a team like Carrollton? My goodness. Off the inbounds pass, DJ Watley will try to split a couple of defenders. He'll give it up to Zach Tillery, who tries to get it to Rittenhouse, but Odom is there. He's going to take it down. We know you can dunk the basketball. Congratulations, young man.
I mean, if you got it, use it, you know.
So a 40-point lead by Carrollton. Xavier Holiday gives it up to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse, 360 spin, baseline jumper, no good, but he gets his own rebound. Another little shot, no good. Give to Odom.
He's going to do another one.
Odom's going to drive. Yep, he's thinking about it. He dishes underneath wisely, though. They'll give it to Blackman. Blackman, no good. Rebound by Blackman. He shot again, no good. Rebounded by DJ Watley. Watley will give to Cothran, far side of the court, and they have it stolen. Pace is going to take it. He'll do a little off the back glass himself, and that takes the score to 55-13. Watley will push it up the floor for the Bulldogs, far side of the court. Has it stolen by Odom, but he can't handle it, and it's out of bounds. It'll go back to the Dogs.
Not only does Carrollton have a good team, they've got depth on the bench.
Yes, they do. 2 more checking in for the Trojans. Number 5, O'Brien Watkins checks back in, as well as number 10, Cameron Merritt.
Cedartown's going to bring in Isaiah Johnson. Check in for Quinlan Cothran. Number 24, by the way, is Isaiah Johnson. We didn't have his name on our original roster. He's one of the football players that joined the team.
Inbounds pass went to Rittenhouse, and then it was lost out of bounds, but it will stay with the Dogs.
The other one, number 13, Ashton Turner. Also a late addition to the team from the football program.
Inbounds pass goes to Zach Tillery. Tillery gets it to Holiday. Holiday's going to drive. Shot, no good. Doesn't take a friendly bounce, but we get a rebound by number 25, Johnson, and that's his first points of the season. Off the glass, 55-15. Under a minute to play. First half, shot on the way. 3-point attempt from Carrollton, no good. Rebound, loose ball. And the Bulldogs are going to come away with it. Oh, they're going to say that he traveled. Zach Tillery picked it up and tried to turn and pass, but they're going to say he traveled before he got the pass off. So it'll be Carrollton basketball. Pace will check it in for the Trojans. Looking for an open man, finally gets one, and they'll give it right back to Pace off the inbounds pass. Pace is going to drive, takes it to the glass, shot no good, but he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot two. They're going to get number 5, Zach Tillery. That's his first. Pace will go back to the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 so far. First one on the way. Hits off the front of the rim, but rolls in. 3 for 3. 56-15 is your score. 38 seconds really left here in this second period of play. Second shot on the way, and that one is good as well. Inbounds pass goes to Johnson. He's going to drive. He'll give it up to Holiday. Holiday, DJ Watley, top of the key, shot on the way, no good. The three-point attempt just rattled out, rebounded by Carrollton. And they try to do an alley-oop with Pace. They miss it, knocked away, but Carrollton gets it back. Blackman, shot on the way. That three-point attempt is no good. Loose ball rebounded by the Dogs. Zach Tillery gives it to Walters. Walters to Holiday, far side of the court. Under 15 seconds to play. They get Zach Tillery on the little layup, and it's good. 57-17. Right side is Pace. They'll give it up to Pippins. Pippins, long two on the way, and that is no good. Short off the front of the rim. That will send us to halftime. Your score, Carrollton 57, Cedartown 17. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout to look at some of the first half stats, talk a little bit about it, and look at what's coming in the second half of action. You're listening to Cedartown High School basketball on the home of the Bulldogs, AM 1340 and 106.1 FM, WGAA, the Big AA.
Bradford's Drugstore on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drugstore, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs.
Rocky and Patty Tillery, 2 Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Livewire Surplus. Stop in today at 546 North Main Street. New items are arriving all the time. At Livewire, they have unbelievable deals on lawnmowers, weed eaters, and leaf blowers. But that's not all. How about your patio? Livewire has top-of-the-line grills, patio tables and chairs, fire pits, and so much more. All fresh off the truck, brand new, still packaged, and priced to sell. Livewire Surplus, 678-861-5021. Take your truck. You're going to need it to load up on the savings. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for nearly a century. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call for tee time 770-748-9671, located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buchanan Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Carrollton Trojans with a big lead here at the half, 57-17 over the Cedartown Bulldogs. Carrollton only one loss on the season, and they might be a favorite in that region. That's in their Class 7A, the biggest classification in the state, and they're showing why they are one of the favorites in 7A, but there's a lot of good basketball in Class 7A, and the Cedartown Bulldogs are feeling the effects of that right now. They trail by a score of 57-17. The good thing, though, Sam, I think, is we've got a good infusion now of some of the football players that are joining back. Some that we expected, some that we didn't know were coming. It's good to see, of course, guys who have been there, of course. Grant Dempsey, of course, has been a part of the team for many, many years. Zach Tillery coming on and playing and looking pretty good. And, of course, you got guys like Isaiah Johnson, Aston Turner, DeMarcus Gardner as well. So Dogs have increased the depth on their bench, and that's the good news. That's the good thing that we've seen here. But the bad news about it is we're facing a Carrollton team that's just dominating in all facets of the game.
Well, they are. They're just a bigger. They're a bigger team. They've got more depth.
Right.
They are extremely well coached. We were talking about it pregame. We've got a coaching staff of 3 with our guys. They've got a coaching staff of 5. So anytime that you increase that coaching staff, they can spend a little more one-on-one time or more individualized or specialized, I guess I should say, practice with that team depending on what they want to do. So they're a very well-coached team. They've played extremely well. They've committed 4 fouls here in this first half. The Dogs, however, though, they've played pretty clean basketball as well. They've created 5. And nobody is really in foul trouble. But the Bulldogs are just playing a better basketball team all the way around. But going back to let's look at the positives. Like you said, they've added some depth on the bench with some of our football players. Zach Tillery has come in today and made a difference automatically off the bench. He's got 4 points on the game or in the afternoon, which is tied right now with Quindlen Cothran for the most on the team. So Cothran has 4, Zach Tillery has 4, then you've got Isaiah Johnson with 2, and a couple other players with 2, including, of course, DJ Watley. You know who has been held scoreless, though, so far?
Xavier Holiday.
And it is never good for Cedartown basketball when Xavier Holiday is not scoring points.
That's a very good point. And we mentioned it in the Rome game. When Xavier Holiday is playing well, the Bulldogs are going to play well. And right now, he has been limited to not much. I mean, he has not been able to be much of an impact at all. I mean, obviously he's got no points on the board, but he's also not been able to, because usually he'll be your floor general. He'll bring it down the floor, and he has not been able to do that because Carrollton's been putting pressure on him. They've zeroed in on him, and when it goes to somebody else, they'll zero in on him. So Carrollton has just been able to dominate as far as that goes, and we'll see if Dogs can make adjustments in the second half. But it's a big deficit, 40-point deficit here at halftime, 57-17. And the Dogs are in danger of going 0-7 for the first time in a long time. I can't remember the last time the Dogs have not won a game this late in the season, and this is not a criticism at all. It's just it's just something that you think about. You think about years past and significant challenges for this Bulldog team to overcome. We lost a big senior class last year. I was counting the seniors on the wall. They still have them up here, 2, 4, 6, 8 seniors from the team last year. Still several of the guys coming back, but you look at how many seniors we lost last year, and it's a challenge. It's the same problem the girls team has had over the past couple of years is, having that core leadership gone.
Yeah, but the good news is we can look back at what we did against Rome earlier this week,
yes.
And you can still take positives on that. This is another big powerhouse, powerful basketball program. And so, it's not all doom and gloom. We had a good game, Tuesday night against the Rome Wolves. And so, this is just going to be a bump in the road. But I expect this Bulldog team to continue improving.
We'll see what happens. Both teams are back out on the floor as the time ticks down. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout and come back with the start of the second half. Bulldogs basketball in the Big AA. Carrollton 57, Cedartown 17.
One of the pillars of a strong community is knowing your neighbors. We believe it's important to know your neighbor. To know that the person down the street selling you your car is the person you'll see grilling with you at the block party. It's important to be a part of a community, and Peach State Ford is proud to be a part of historic Cedartown, Rockmart, and Rome, and even prouder to be rated one of the best in the country in customer service. Nobody knows trucks or people like Peach State Ford.
2076 Rockmart Highway, Cedartown, 866-872-6660.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Second half about to begin. 57-17. Cedartown trails the Carrollton Trojans. And to tell you the rest of the story, Sam Branch.
Well, we had a tough first half. Let's see what we can do here in the second half. We talked about this previously in the year when we trailed Rome so big in the first game that we played against them in the first half. Coming out of halftime, you really do not expect to, press on it on winning the ball game. But what you can do is you can have a better second half, and so that's what we hope for today. Is just a better second half against this absolutely powerhouse of a 7A program in the Carrollton Trojans. As Andrew mentioned in the earlier in the broadcast, they are ranked number 14th in 7A. They have got some big kids playing for them, especially number 2, Caleb Odom. He has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 points. So almost as many as the entire basketball team for the Bulldogs has here in the first half. Inbounds pass goes to Pippins, and we're underway here at CHS. Over to the far left side to Watkins. Watkins, give it back up to Pippins. Top of the key, now to the right side to Odom. Odom playing on the outside. He's going to drive, little jumper, and that one's off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Cothran. Quinlan needs some help. He's going to have to split a couple of defenders and going to get a foul called on number 2, Caleb Odom. It appears that we're going to have a running clock here in this second half. Off the inbounds pass, Xavier Holiday will have it for the Bulldogs in the backcourt. He'll bring it across the timeline, work to the right side. Now he has to switch directions and go back left. He's going to drive. Little floater, no good. Rebound underneath by Merritt. Merritt will bring it down the floor for the Trojans. Left side, Pace thinks about a 3, pulls it down, takes a step to the right, and launches it. No good, rebounded, loose ball. Rittenhouse was coming down with it, and they're going to get number 1 for the Trojans, Eli Pippins, on a foul. That's his first of the afternoon. Pass checked in to Holiday. Holiday gives it to DJ Watley. Watley's going to take a little shot, no good off the front of the rim. It was short. Cothran on the backside, not able to get the rebound.
Almost looked like he was trying to alley-oop, but it ended up going to the rim and nobody was there.
On the right side, they're going to drive. They'll give to Odom, and he jams it home again. So Caleb Odom, once again, two-handed jam on the rim, and it's 59-17. Watley with it for the Bulldogs. Over to the left side to Rittenhouse. Drive the baseline kick over to Logan Walters. That little 4-foot floater was good from Walters, and that's his first points of the afternoon.
Pretty looking shot. You got to look at the positives here, and that was definitely a good shot in traffic with a lot of big guys around him.
Pippins, top of the key, bounces out to Odom. Odom 3 on the way, and that one is good. Man, that was just a laser beam shot from beyond the arc for the big guy. 62-19. Holiday brings it across the timeline for the Dogs. He's going to drive right side. Trying to get around Pace, can't do it. They'll give it to Watley. Watley turns it over. Pippins with it. He's going to drive, lays it up, and number 5 for the Trojans, Watkins, gets it home. 64-19. Rittenhouse brings it across the timeline for the Dogs. Tries to work around Merritt. Gives to Watley. Watley from just inside the free throw line gets that one to go, and that's Watley's first point since the first period. Over to the right wing to Odom on the other end for the Trojans. He's going to try to drive around Cothran. Picked up his dribble. Got to do something. All the way to the left side to Pace. 3-point attempt on the way. No good. Rebounded by Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse gives to Walters. He's going to split a defender. Picks up his dribble. Loose ball. Tries to get it to Cothran. Stolen by Odom. Here comes the big man for the Trojans. He's going to take and just lay it in nice and easy. Rolls off of his fingertips. And Caleb Odom has broken 20. And we're only 4:45 left here in the third.
Unless they take him out in the fourth quarter, he might break 30.
Holiday gives it up to Walters. Walters far left side now to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse back outside to Xavier Holiday. Top of the key. He's going to try to work around Merritt. Loose ball picked up by Pace. Pace over to Pippins. Pippins back to Pace, and Pace will jam it home. DJ Watley will take it to the rim. It's blocked. No foul called. Quinlan Cothran comes down with a rebound. They give it to number 4. Now Watkins has it, and he tries to drive it home. He can't, but Odom is there for the putback.
Timeout called by Coach Frazier. for the Dogs, and we'll take it with them. 70-21 your score. Clock is continuing to run through the timeout on the running clock. We'll come back after this 30-second break here on the Big Double A.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
3:56 remaining here in the third period. Bulldogs trailed the Trojans of Carrollton High School 70-21. At this point, they might as well be the University of Carrollton.
We say it a lot. We kind of say that jokingly about the football team, but basketball could be the same here.
Quinlan Cothran, 360 shot, and it is good. That's his first points since period number one, and it's 70-23. Pace will bring it down the floor, goes around Holiday. Cothran picks him up there. Shot no good. Rebound by Hayden Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse has it stripped away, but they're going to get a foul, I believe. Yep, and it's going to be on number 3, Peyton Waters. That's going to be his second of the afternoon. Out of the timeout, clock continuing to run. Xavier Holiday gives it to Cothran. Cothran right at the free throw line. 360 spin. Oh, we got away with the travel there. And another one, but we'll take it. And he gives to number 13, Ashton Turner, who turns and takes a shot and gets his first points of the season.
Well, they had hands on us, too, and I know it wasn't enough for a push or for a foul to be called, but, I mean, they had their hands on us and trying to push us to force us to travel.
Yep. Pace gives to Blackman. Blackman three-point attempt. That's short. Rebounded.
Good block there by Turner.
Yep, rebounded by Christian. Christian took a shot, and Turner was there for the block. We'll have a fresh 5 checking in for the Bulldogs. It'll be Zach Tillery, Grant Dempsey, DeMarcus Gardner, Thomas Robertson, and Isaiah Johnson for the Bulldogs.
Carrollton's starting to kind of rotate out their main starters as well. They've been doing that for the past minute or two.
Carrollton off the inbounds pass. They'll give it to Christian. Christian will try to work around Robertson. He picks him up there. Now a second go at it. Shot from the lane, no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs, but we've got a foul, and it's going to be on number 3. And that's Peyton Waters, and that's his third of the afternoon. 4th team foul against Carrollton in this third period. DeMarcus Gardner over to the left side to Robertson. Robertson bounces it back over to Gardner. Gardner to Robertson. Gets it back to Gardner. Now to Robertson. Oh, thinks about a 3. Brings it down. Gives it to Grant Dempsey. Back to Robertson. Out of bounds. They're going to say it was off of the Bulldogs. It'll be Trojans basketball.
That's not a good call.
Well, and the bad thing is it happened right at the official's feet.
I know.
Inbound pass goes to Pace and the Trojans. Pace will bring it across the timeline. It's going to go to the right side to Christian. Christian back to the top of the key. Over to the left side to Blackman. Blackman to Pace. Grant Dempsey tries to steal it away, but Pace is able to rip it away and continue the drive and get the basket. 72-25 as we approach a minute to play here in period number 3. DeMarcus Gardner is going to give to Johnson, back to Gardner, over the left side to Robertson. Tried to get it to Zach Tillery, but it's stolen by Blackman, and Tillery is going to commit the foul.
Looks like Quentin Jackson's going to check into the game for the Dogs as the clock continues to run down at 40 seconds. He'll check in for Robertson.
Inbounds pass goes to Pace as we're under 30 seconds to play. Pace on the far right side. Shot clock is off. Looks like they'll just drain as much time off of it as they can. Now he's got to do something with it, and he does. He drives around Gardner, takes to the basket. Oh, and they've got a foul on a Bulldog. Let's see who it's going to be on. We're going to get Zach Tillery again. That's going to be his third. Inbounds pass quickly goes to Pace, and Pace takes it straight to the rim for the Trojans. 74-25 is your score. Bulldogs trail into period number 3. We'll go to the final frame here at the Doghouse. You're listening to Cedartown High School basketball on the home of the Dogs, the Big AA.
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Have you been to Croker's Hardware and Supply lately? Croker's is the place to find everything you need, from boots to fencing, from plumbing supplies to wood and gas stove fittings, everything, even paint and flooring. Whether you're building or repairing, everything you need is right here at Croker's Hardware on East Avenue. Name brands galore right here in your back door. Orca and Yeti coolers and tumblers, case knives, native eyewear, buck stove grills, and more. At Croker's, you can find everything.
Go by and see the friendly staff there at 1192 Rockmart Highway. That's Croker's Hardware in Cedartown.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
We're just a little bit late getting back, but that's okay. You didn't miss much. Bulldogs had the inbounds pass. They threw it around a few times, and then it was kicked all the way out of bounds to the other end by Carrollton, so Cedartown will get it back. Quentin Jackson turns, gives to Grant Dempsey on the baseline. Dempsey strong up to the basket, and that is good.
So that's what we've missed with not having Dempsey on the team, is being able to have that strong man underneath. He was able to use his strength and his size to force his way up and get the 2 points.
Pace gives it up to Christian. Christian to Blackman. Blackman to the left side to Waters. Waters is going to try to drive. He'll kick back out to Pace. Pace just beyond the arc. He'll back things up. They'll try to set a screen. Now they give it up to Waters. Over to the right side to Blackman. Blackman will bring it back towards the middle of the floor. Now he's going to drive. He gets around Jackson. Oh, drive underneath. And we've got a foul.
And the shot clock ran out, but not before the foul.
They're going to get it on Zach Tillery. That's going to be his 4th. Right at 6.5 left to play. 74-27 is your score. Carrollton just absolutely dominating. But you know, Andrew, this is a perfect example of why there are classifications in high school sports.
Absolutely.
And you just don't group everybody into geographical regions. You know, it would be nice if we could play at close to home, but you would have to play schools like this on a regular basis, and it's just, I hate to use the term, but it's a little unfair. 3-point attempt on the way from Christian was no good, loose ball, and Cedartown's going to come away with it. They give it to Jackson, and we've got a stoppage in play. It's going to be a jump ball, and it will go back to the Trojans.
That may be the first jump ball today.
I think it is, to be honest with you. Approaching 5.5 minutes left to play. But Carrollton just being a larger town,
But you know what? 25 years ago, we were the same size.
We were. But they really took off and grew thanks in large part to Southwire. And that just really bumped up not only their population, but the economy down there, and this is the result of it. Over to the right side with Carrollton and Glenn. Glenn's going to drive. Baseline little jumper, no good. Rebounded by the Trojans. Loose ball. Still a loose ball, and the Bulldogs come away with it to DeMarcus Gardner. Gardner outside to Turner. Turner, 3, no good. Rebound, Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse over to Montrell Kite. Now they'll give it to Zach Tillery. Tillery playing with 4 fouls. So on the next one, he's out. DeMarcus Gardner always picked up his dribble. He needs help, guys. You got to pay attention to that. A steal by the Trojans, and Christian's going to drive and lay it off the back glass, and they're just letting them play. Cade Christian with his first basket of the afternoon.
And I'm surprised they didn't put 6 on the clock to start the fourth quarter. They put a full 8 minutes.
To be honest,
stop the clock.
I'm right there with you, Andrew. DeMarcus Gardner left side, and they're going to get a foul on Carrollton. It'll be number 20, Caleb Edwards. That's his first. It'll be on the floor. Non-shooting foul. Number 24 for the Trojans, Justice Brewer checks in. This is his first action of the afternoon. Inbounds pass goes to Ashton Turner. Turner to the left side to Gardner. Gardner for the Bulldogs will bring it towards the middle of the floor. Has the ball knocked away. And they're going to get a foul on number 12, Glenn. That's also, I believe, his first action of the afternoon. 3:45 left to play here in period number 4. DeMarcus Gardner off the inbounds pass for the Bulldogs. He's going to work to his left now. He'll bring it back to the middle of the floor. Drive, kick out to Turner, over to Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse drives back to Turner. Turner thought about a three, pulls it down. Now he'll take a little jump shot. That one is no good. Rebounded by Zach Tillery, and then it's going to be off of a Trojan, and it'll stay with the Bulldogs. Good hustle underneath by Tillery.
I don't think anybody – I think we finally figured out that we still had possession that time.
It took us a minute, didn't it?
It did. It did.
We had to think about it. Inbounds pass goes to Montrell Kite. Kite gets it to Gardner. That shot is no good. Rebounded by the Trojans. Number 24, Brewer, comes down with it. He'll give it up to Glenn. Glenn's going to work to the right side. Back to Brewer, right back to Glenn. Now over to the left side to Edwards. Caleb Edwards is going to drive. Meets a wall of Bulldogs. No foul called. Shot was no good. And Carrollton comes down with the rebound, but then a loose ball picked up by DeMarcus Gardner. Here comes Gardner. He's going to drive, and he loses it. Glenn picks it up. Now he's going to drive. Behind the back pass to number 20, Caleb Edwards, and that's his first basket of the afternoon. 78-27. Under 2.5 to play from Cedartown High School. Saturday afternoon high school hoops. Zach Tillery has it ripped away by Glenn, but then he gets it right back, and they go to the floor with it, and it should be a jump ball that stays with Cedartown, and it does. Again, Tillery showing the same kind of hustle that he showed on the football field here on the basketball court in game 1 for him of this 2022-2023 season. Grant Dempsey checks back in for the Bulldogs. Loose ball off the inbounds pass, and Carrollton comes away with it. Edwards will bring it down the floor for the Trojans, far side of the court. Picks up his dribble. He'll give it to number 15. Shot on the way from Glenn, no good. Rebounded by DeMarcus Gardner. Gardner's going to give it up to Turner. Turner over to the left side. High arcing three on the way from Rittenhouse, no good. Rebounded by the Trojans. Glenn's going to push it down the floor for Carrollton. Gardner tried to steal, no good. Shot over to the right, or pass over to the right side, I should say, to Justice Brewer, and his shot is good, and it's 80-27. And we've got some subs coming in for both squads.
And a timeout's been called as well. We'll take a 30-second break and come back after this.
Bradford's Drugstore on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drugstore, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Far left side, Turner underneath gives to Grant Dempsey. Outside pass to Gardner. Three on the way. No good. Rebounded by the Trojans. Waters. Long pass underneath to Waters, and that's good. So Austin Waters passed to Peyton Waters, and he was there for the put-in. 82-27. DeMarcus Gardner gets it over to the left side to Aston Turner and the Bulldogs. Tried to get it underneath to Jackson. Stolen. Waters picks it up. Loose ball. Robertson picks it up. Gives to Grant Dempsey. Dempsey. And that's in. Got that little finger roll to go. And it's 82-29. Glenn off the inbounds pass goes to Waters on the far right side. They'll bring it back out to Glenn. Approaching 15 seconds left to play. This has been a tough go for the Cedartown Bulldogs in their last home game before we take our Christmas break. And that's going to do it here at Cedartown High School. The Bulldogs still looking to pick up their first win, and the Carrollton Trojans improve to 7-1. Your final score, 82-29. We'll take about a, 60-second timeout. We'll get you some stats to wrap things up. We'll look ahead at the schedule, and then we'll go home for the afternoon, Andrew Carter.
Sounds good.
Cedartown High School basketball right here on the Big AA.
Right back after this.
Rocky and Patty Tillery, two Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Livewire Surplus. Stop in today at 546 North Main Street. New items are arriving all the time. At Livewire, they have unbelievable deals on lawnmowers, weed eaters, and leaf blowers. But that's not all. How about your patio? Livewire has top-of-the-line grills, patio tables and chairs, fire pits, and so much more. All fresh off the truck, brand new, still packaged, and priced to sell. Livewire Surplus, 678-861-5021. Take your truck. You're going to need it to load up on the savings.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Final score: the Cedartown Bulldogs fall to the Carrollton Trojans 82-29 as the Dogs continue to go winless on the season. It's 0-7 on the season, and the Dogs will have one more game coming up on Tuesday on the road as Cedartown will go to Heard County to take on the Braves, and that will be the final games. It'll be Lady Dogs and Bulldogs taking on the Heard County Braves for the final game of 2022 before we break for Christmas and come back on the other side in 2023 with the start of region play. But just a tough night here against a very, very good Carrollton Trojans team as they improve their record. They continue to play great basketball. And 82-29, all you can say is we just met a buzzsaw of a team today.
Yes, we did. Leading scorers for the Bulldogs, Grant Dempsey and Quinlan Cothran, both finished the afternoon with 6 points apiece. Zach Tillery finished with 4, as well as DJ Watley. And then you had a host of Bulldogs with 2 points, Logan Walters, Hayden Rittenhouse. Hayden had a 3, excuse me. And then Aston Turner with 2 and Isaiah Johnson with 2. On the other end of things, really the only thing you need to look at was that big number 2 and Caleb Odom, who finished the afternoon with 23 points.
And I believe if they had kept him out there, he probably would have scored 30-plus. I mean, he's a special talent that this Carrollton team has. But that's not all they have. They have a bunch of really good athletes on their team. This Carrollton program's going to be really good. You know, we played them last year and played them close. I think if I recall, we played at Carrollton, and I think the score was something like 20-18 or something at halftime. Cedartown trailed, and this is a different Carrollton team than we've seen in years past. This is a good football team, or good. They got a good football team too, but a good basketball team too. Just good athletes all around at Carrollton, and they're going to have a great year this year. Cedartown's going to try to regroup and pick up their first win of the season as we take on the Heard County Braves, a single-A school. It used to be double-A, now they're single-A. Cedartown versus Heard County coming up on Tuesday. It'll be coming up. Girls will be at 6. The boys will be at 7:30 p.m. We hope you'll join us for all the action of Cedartown High School basketball here on the Big AA. Sam, going to give you the last word.
Well, 82-29. That's all you say, but we'll pick it up and we'll go to Heard County and we'll look to pick up our first win of the season, like you said. Good things to take away from previous game this week. Some good things you can take away, I guess, from this one other than the score. But that'll do it for us this afternoon here on the Big AA at Cedartown High School basketball. For our camera operator this afternoon, Ethan Crider. He's Andrew Carter. I'm Sam Branch. Until next time, goodbye, God bless, and go Dogs.
W291 TS Cedartown. Your home for the Cedartown High School Bulldogs. AM 1340 and now 106.1 FM WGAA. The Big AA.